You guys are always asking me if I'm gonna renew my contract. I don't even have a desire to do YouTube right now because like trapped here in Korea, like I can't do anything. I surprise myself like half the time, so I probably don't even know what's gonna happen. You know, again, I don't feel like it's talked about enough, so that's why I'm talking about it. You're probably not gonna like what I have to say here. I think of people being like, well, you're in Korea, like why can't you, like just be thankful that you're in Korea. Like why are you struggling so much when you're in Korea? It's so much easier in a lot of ways back in America where I'm from. Ask me if like I wanna live in Korea indefinitely. The answer is no. This is bad lighting. I don't know. Was this bad lighting? I guess we'll never know. Should I turn off my AC? AC wants to be quiet. Okay. Kinda nervous. Okay. Hello everybody and welcome to a quarter life crisis with Cherie. Yay! I have reached a landmark. I haven't reached a place. What's it called? I have reached a milestone. Quarter life crisis. Right on time because I am 25. So perfect time for a quarter life crisis to strike, eh? I've been like considering making this video for over a week now, but I've been like really hesitant because I mean I used to be able to talk about this stuff so comfortably, but ever since I started getting more of a following and more people watching my content, it's been like scarier to be more vulnerable with you guys. But you know, I started this channel and I always wanted to be really honest with you guys and show the good and the bad, so hopefully this video will be taken well by you guys. This is more just a way for me to like process thoughts and also connect to you guys who might be experiencing something similar. That's what I always think of when I make these videos. It's not like just to focus on myself. It's like to help people feel more understood, because I feel like for me, if I'm like having a big issue and then I watch a YouTuber who's also going through like a big issue, I feel so much more understood and just better. And so that's why I put stuff like this out there, just so you guys know, not to just talk about, oh, woe is me. No. It's like the furthest thing from that. It's like for the person out there who needs to like feel understood and to know that they're not the only one dealing with something similar to me, like that's why I post this stuff, just so you know. Again, I always want to be honest with you guys. So we're gonna be talking about kind of like the past few months in Korea and just like what's kind of been happening with me, what's kind of been up, because I feel like I haven't really been honest with, not that I haven't been honest with you guys, just like I've only now just realized like what's been going on and stuff. This isn't gonna be like, don't worry, it's not like a super serious sort of video, but it is just like, I do want to just get my thoughts out. This is gonna be a very chatty video, and I'm not adding like subtitles to this video, by the way, in English or Korean, just because that would take way too long because I ramble so much, so I apologize, but yeah, that it is what it is. Oh, those of you who don't already know me, hi, I'm Cherie. I'm 25 years old. I am an English teacher and YouTuber here in Korea, and I'm going through a quarter life crisis. Yeah. So let's talk about kind of like what led up to that, I guess. For the past few months, no, actually ever since this year started, I've been so like focused on working, I think. Like I've been very, very focused on it. I think especially in like February, March, April, May, June, July, the entire year, I have been really focused on working at my job and also like working on YouTube. Like basically my life is usually, unless I'm like being social and hanging out with people, I am either working at my job, my teaching job, or I am editing or filming YouTube content. Even on the weekends, that's usually when I film things, and then I edit during the weekdays and post by like Friday, but then like Saturday I'm filming again. Sunday is usually the only day that I have off, and I'm usually just like going to church and stuff. So yeah, I think I've worked like harder than I ever have in my life before. It's just been like this upward spike of me just like working really, really hard. And in July, July was like the quickest month for me, and it was also like the thing that started this quarter life crisis. July was so busy. I was working with 2 sponsors with like really big videos, and I had deadlines to reach, and I, you know, had my normal job as well that I needed to focus on, you know, and it was just so busy. It was just a lot all at once. And like usually when I reach a certain state where I'm just really stressed, I take a step back from YouTube and like I just like rest and relax. But this time I couldn't because of my sponsored videos and the deadlines. And so I pushed myself harder than like I ever have. I even like stopped really posting to like my story on Instagram. Those of you guys don't know, I have an Instagram and I post on my story like all the time. So if you guys want to know like daily life updates, you can go follow me there. And I got everything done before a vacation that I had. So my teaching job, we have like this 1 week summer break started like the last week of July. So Thursday, July 28th until August 3rd. Yes, so honestly for like 2.5 weeks straight, I was just constantly either focusing on my job or YouTube and sponsors and stuff like that. And it was just so much on my system. And I did get everything done before my vacation started, but I worked myself so hard to like the point of literal exhaustion. Everything was finished by Thursday night, and I actually traveled to Busan on Thursday, the 28th of July. And that evening, Thursday evening, when I was in Busan, I finally submitted the final draft of one of my videos. I crashed, you guys. I was beyond burnt out at this point. And yeah, I actually felt like physically so sick. I was actually so scared because here's the thing, I was finally just like laying in my bed in my Airbnb after getting everything submitted, everything done, and just like laying there, finally able to just like rest at ease. And then I started to feel the weirdest symptoms in the world. Like it was so weird. Like I started to feel really numb in certain areas of my body, and I started to feel like hot and cold all at once. I was really dizzy, really lightheaded. And the weirdest thing, I felt kind of numbish in my throat, and then like swallowing felt weird to me. And when the swallowing felt weird to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot breathe. I am going to die. And then the anxiety kicked in. And I was so scared because I was in Busan of all places all by myself. I was like, what do I do? And I remembered that one of my friends, he's in med school right now. So I was like, future doctor. So I messaged him, I was like, dude, you have to diagnose me because I have the weirdest symptoms right now. Thankfully, he responded very quickly, and was able to let me know that I'm not dying. It was probably just extreme exhaustion and fatigue that I was feeling. And on top of that, I had also taken allergy medicine that evening, and allergy medicine also like makes you fatigued, which I failed to really internalize. And so with my exhaustion combined with the allergy medication that made me tired, I think that's also why my body was just like, had reached this literal breaking point, and I had to have my med school friend tell me that I'm not dying. So that was Thursday. Yeah. I slept a good 10 hours that night and still woke up exhausted. It was a good time. Then I had a fun day in Busan, but by the evening again, I was just like so dead tired. I had the same symptoms as before. And I actually got sick, like actually quite sick. So again, my vacation in Busan started like Thursday night when I got really sick. And then Saturday, I actually spent most of the day at home, like in my Airbnb. From like the time I woke up until like 4 p.m. I was in my Airbnb in my bed because I felt so sick. And it was like a weird kind of sick. It was like feeling really dizzy and lightheaded and like nauseous, super nauseous, and just like really, really weak, which is not usually me. Like I usually have so much energy. Like usually I'm the most energetic person, especially like at work and stuff. I have so much energy usually. So it was so weird to be so slow and to like feel so sick, honestly. So because for like 6 days, I wasn't feeling back to my normal self. Because my health was so bad, like I had to rest, and I had a lot of time by myself to really think and process things, and I didn't even have the energy to be happy or to look on the positive side, which is, again, so unlike me. I don't know what was up with me. Burnout, I guess. And so I just felt like so negative. And I swear, there was like just like darkness in my thoughts. I started to kind of go into a quarter-life crisis. That's kind of like the backstory of to like what happened there. So yeah, I think like honestly from the time my vacation started up until Saturday afternoon, this past Saturday afternoon, I've been in the midst of like a quarter-life crisis, and I'm still not over it, but I'm like, obviously I'm doing better because I'm actually filming a video talking about it. I've taken a break from editing and filming videos right now, just resting, you know, focusing on that. Most of you are probably now wondering like, what the heck is your quarter-life crisis, Cherie? Like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. It's been like kind of scary thoughts, to be honest. Like, I think like the scariest thing for me, or like the most unnerving thing to me about this is like, I got to the point, and I think this is partially from all the exhaustion, hopefully, and hopefully it'll just go away once I continue to regain more of my energy. But it was like, I kind of just felt, especially like this weekend, that like everything was pointless. Like everything that I was doing was pointless. I started having these thoughts on Wednesday, actually. Yeah, I just felt no motivation to do anything because everything just felt like pointless in the long run. Okay, so yeah, this is like the main quarter-life crisis part of the video. Me trying to explain it. I just want to do so much good in the world, and like I know I say, you know, like teaching, like you're changing people's lives for the better, and like the little things that you do make an impact. I know that, but also like I want to be really successful in life, in the sense where I'm really changing people's lives for the better. And like, I feel really satisfied with what I do, and I know that I'm just helping out a lot of people. Like that is truly actually what I want to do. This is not just me saying this. It's like I had this realization recently where I just like really want to do good and be a good person and like really help people and make a big impact in the world. And I feel that so strongly, but I don't know how to do that. And like, even when, like in the midst of all this, I was just like, I don't even have a desire to do YouTube right now, because like, who am I impacting with YouTube? You know, like making some fun, happy videos. Like, how is that doing any good? How is that helping people? Like, I was so critical and so like negative, which is again, not like me at all. So it was really, again, unnerving to feel this way. I've gotten to the point where I'm starting to get into YouTube again and wanting to edit more, which is good, because I like didn't want to touch any sort of video for the past like week and a half. So I'm getting back to it. Obviously I'm filming, but I still have this sense of like, I want to do so much good, but I don't know, like I feel like I have all this energy inside of me, but I don't know where to put it. Like I don't know what my purpose is, kind of. I mean, in a way. I want to do so much good. Like I really do. But I just don't know where to do that. I don't know even what I want to do. I've said that I eventually want to get my master's degree in marketing. But even like thinking about marketing, like marketing's so superficial. Like I'm just trying to market products to people. What's so great about that? Like again, being so negative and stuff. Again, not myself at all. And I really kind of feel lost. Like I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know what will make me feel fulfilled and happy, and what will be meaningful work to me. I know I'm always going to be doing YouTube, but I've never, like, I think YouTube would be cool to do full-time, but I also want to do other things with my life other than just YouTube, if that makes sense. Like, I still want to do more than that, even though I'm very passionate about YouTube. So I'm going to always be doing YouTube, but I also want to do other things as well. And so it's just figuring that out, I guess. And recently I've just felt really trapped with my thoughts, trapped here in Korea. Like I can't do anything. I still have 5 months left in my contract. You guys are always asking me if I'm gonna renew my contract. I honestly don't know what's coming this next year. I don't know anything. I don't know my plans. I act like I'm all put together and I know what's up, but I do not. So I could not. We're gonna see what happens. I plan on staying in Korea for a while, but yeah, when it comes to renewing my contract, I don't know. I honestly have no clue. I have 5 months left, a little less than 5 months left, which is exciting. But yeah, we're just gonna see, because my contract ends in early January, so at the start of the new year, which I think is cool. So we're just gonna see what I end up doing. I surprise myself like half the time, so I probably don't even know what's gonna happen. But I'm just in this weird situation where like I want to do so much, but I don't know where to put all the energy. And at the same time, I'm also like working myself so hard with my job and with YouTube, and I don't know where my place is in the world. And I think it's very normal for people to like have these thoughts when they're in their 20s. I acknowledge that, but I don't feel like it's talked about enough. So that's why I'm talking about it. Also, oh my gosh, I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, but I know that I am gonna come off sounding super privileged right now. I know. Honestly, to even like have some sort of like life crisis or something is a privilege to have. Because if I was like living a really hard life, like what would always be on my mind is like survival and just like doing what I can to survive, you know? So to even have this sort of crisis is a privilege, and I get that. So I'm just, yeah, I'm aware that I'm gonna sound really privileged, especially because I'm in Korea teaching English. This actually segues into something that I wanted to talk about. I know the title of this video is like really dramatic and stuff like that. I just wanted to play around with that. It has a title being something like, am I really happy here in Korea? Okay, something that I find very interesting. Okay, how do I go about this? You're probably not gonna like what I have to say here, but like just because I'm in Korea, living a decently good life here, doing teaching and YouTube and stuff, does not mean that I'm happy all the time, even though I'm so grateful and blessed to be here, okay? Just because you live in a certain area of the world doesn't mean that you're not gonna have your own personal trials and your own personal issues that you're dealing with. One time on Instagram, I was posting on my story about how I like cried the night before, and I looked puffy or whatever, and I got a DM from somebody, and they were saying, they were basically like, it seems like you're having like a hard time in Korea. Watching you seems kind of counterproductive for me because I really want to go to Korea, but seeing you having a hard time is making me not want to go to Korea because you're showing it in a negative light. Something like that. She did say like it's counterproductive to follow me because I'm sad in Korea. But like, I think what she fails to realize is just because I'm in a country that I adore and I love does not mean that I'm just going to be happy all the time and that I'm not going to have my own personal struggles. Like, she had no idea what was going on in my life at the time. It had nothing to do with Korea. It had to do with my own personal life. Like, and so, yeah, again, like I'm not like hating on this person in any way. It's just like, that's an example, I think, of people being like, well, you're in Korea, like, why can't you, like, just be thankful that you're in Korea. Like, why are you struggling so much when you're in Korea? Just because I'm in a place that I love doesn't mean that I'm not gonna have bad times or bad days. Like, I love Korea. There's a reason why I'm here. Like, I'm not just here to teach English. Like, I literally chose to teach English so I could come to Korea. That's why. But it doesn't mean that I'm happy all the time. And it doesn't mean that everything's perfect all the time. And again, I'm sorry if I come off sounding privileged, but like, even when you're in your dream life or dream situation, you're still going to have hard times. And I don't think that's bad. I don't think it's bad to like struggle and to have bad days and bad times, because that's what makes us human and that's how we grow and develop. We can't escape our struggles. Of course, like, some areas to live are better than others. Like, I'm happier here than I have been in America, like in North Carolina where I lived before. But also, like, you can't just leave your problems. Like, you can't just move to another country and all your problems will disappear. That doesn't happen. Honestly, lots of new problems get added because it's been quite the struggle, like, adjusting to things in Korea. It has been. It's so much easier in a lot of ways back in America where I'm from. No language barrier. I can do things so much easier. Like, I've been trying to send a package to one of my best friends in Canada for like months now, but I still haven't worked up the courage to like go to the post office and figure it out. Like, that is a situation I would not have to deal with in America. So I'm just like saying, like, yes, I'm generally happy in Korea, for sure. And I'm so happy to be here right now at this time of my life, 100%. But it doesn't mean that I'm just happy-go-lucky and like all rainbows and sunshine all the time because of it. Like, my life like is so much more than just Korea. And I know I show you guys mostly Korea stuff in my videos because that's kind of my niche in a way. But also, like, there's just so much other stuff going on, like real human stuff going on, you know? That's my whole thing about Korea. Yes, I'm happy being here, but I still struggle. I've gotten asked this in my Instagram story before, like, because I do Q&As and stuff. Somebody asked me if like I want to live in Korea indefinitely. The answer is no. I do like living here, like in this time period of my life in my 20s. I do enjoy it a lot, but I don't want to settle down here. So that's another thing that's been on my mind. I'm like, where do I actually want to like settle down? Like, once I start having kids or whatever, like, where do I want to be? I have no freaking idea, because I don't think I want to be in America. And I don't want to be in Korea as far as I know right now. So I'm like, where am I needed? Where do I want to be? What do I want to do with my life? So I feel like trapped and stuck in all of this. Then that's like my quarter life crisis right there for you. That's kind of what's going on. That's what's been on my mind a lot. And also, I've just been so burnt out and exhausted. That's kind of why I've been taking breaks and stuff and not being as active even on my Instagram story or on YouTube, because I've just been really up in my thoughts trying to figure life out. I've been talking to God a lot too, and he has provided me so much relief, especially like recently. I fasted yesterday actually for religious reasons, and it was really nice actually. I felt super good, and I actually do have a partial plan for the future, something at least I can look forward to within the next like 8 months. So I'm very excited about that. And I've just been talking to God a lot about it, because at least like I know that Christ understands just everything that I'm going through, and that's really comforting, because I felt so alone, because even my best friends don't understand what it's like to be like a YouTuber and living in Korea right now, and like everything, like they don't understand exactly what I'm going through. I've just been deciding to like come closer to Christ and to God, and just to focus the gospel in my life, because I really feel like God is going to give me direction, but I need to also put in the work in order to be in the mindset to receive his direction basically. And that's, I think, why I've been starting to feel better. Actually, I've just been like crying to God about so much and talking to him, and it's been really, really nice. Yeah, I've been saying a lot of prayers like out loud. For me, like praying out loud has been really helpful for me. But yeah, that's kind of like what's been going on recently. That's kind of what's been on my mind. Yeah, I think honestly, like a lot of these thoughts have been building up over like the past month, and I just like have been working so hard that I haven't been able to really address the thoughts. Yeah. I honestly think that's what's been happening. It's weird, because like I know that things are going to work out for me, because I know that like God's gonna help me out with everything. I just know that 100%, and I do need to trust more in him though, honestly. I feel like I really do. Because honestly, in the past, every time I thought something wasn't gonna work out, like God had my back, and everything did work out for me in the best way for me, and he knows what's best for me, more than I do myself. So I do trust him, but it's just like hard when I'm just like, because I feel like God, he sees the biggest picture. He sees the whole big picture of everything that's, you know, going on, and he sees everything. It's like a puzzle. Like he sees the whole puzzle masterpiece, you know? And it's like I only see like a few pieces of the puzzle. And so everything just looks like a mess to me. I'm like, well, this is my life. It looks like a mess. Who knows where it's gonna go? Who knows what picture is gonna be made out of it? But God sees the whole picture. And that's why he can help direct me in his own time. I think he wants me to like make a lot of decisions on my own, but I think he's going to help me. No, I know he's going to help me actually. This actually reminded me, okay, of a quote. Wait, hold on. The dots quote. One of my favorite devotionals from one of my favorite living apostles today in my church. It's called, I'll actually link it below because it's like super, super good. It's one of my favorite devotionals I've ever watched, but he mentions this quote by Steve Jobs, connecting the dots. This has stayed with me for years. Okay, this is a quote by Steve Jobs. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. I was just reminded of that because it was quoted in that devotional that I watched, but I think that's very true. Like, again, we can't see the whole picture. We can't connect the dots right now. I cannot connect the dots at all right now. I really don't see how anything's gonna work out in my life or what the next 5 years is even gonna look like for me. But God does. He sees a bigger picture, and I know that I'm gonna like look back and be like, ah, I see what you were doing there. Like I look back now at my life and how it was, and I see what God was doing, like how his hand was involved in my life. Like looking back, everything does connect. And so that helps me have more faith in my future working out. Oh, we're kind of ending on a semi-positive note here, so that's good. I did not expect this. I did not plan anything before coming into this video. I know I probably should have. You know something funny, actually? This is a very chatty video. I hope you're okay with it. But something really funny that I was just thinking about. I've been very nostalgic recently, as you can probably see. I was looking back at some of like my favorite times of my life, and for me that was when I was in Hawaii in 2018 and 2019. Namely, 2019 was one of the actual best years of my life. I'm gonna get emotional. I loved 2019. 2019 was amazing in so many ways. I grew so much, and I really miss that time, to be honest. But 2018, I also look back on fondly. I was looking at like my Instagram stories from that time, because I do that from time to time. It's just like, be like, oh, look at that. That was so much fun. But yeah, I was like looking back on those stories and stuff, and I shared a bit on my Instagram story. It was so much fun. But I was also remembering in 2018, one of the reasons why it was so good was actually, so in 2018, I got into my first relationship. So I was 21. Oh, I was still 20. I was still 20 when I got into my first relationship. And then it only lasted 2 months, and then we broke up, and it was my first heartbreak ever. So, you know, it's kind of tough when it's your first heartbreak. Right now, I don't care about getting heartbroken. I don't care about getting rejected at this point, because I'm like, it's how you grow and you learn, and I'm kind of used to it. That sounds so sad. It's not that. I reject people too. I've rejected too many guys, to be honest. But anyways. I'm not afraid of getting hurt, basically. But my first heartbreak was in 2018 and I struggled so much to get out of it. But something that I did do was get so much closer to my friends, and I did so many new things. Like I started learning the ukulele, I started going to ballroom dance classes at my school, I hung out with a lot of like my good friends and tried a lot of new things. Like I really got out of my comfort zone so much because I really wanted to fill my life with stuff so I could stop thinking about the heartbreak and stuff. It's interesting because in that time I just felt like I was struggling so much, but looking back I can see just like how amazing that was. Fun fact, actually, during my spring semester, this was like, so me and my first boyfriend, we broke up during freaking finals week in April 2018. And then spring semester started on my freaking 21st birthday party. Yeah. I ended up at my best friend Lily's. Her cousin like lived in Hawaii. So I ended up at their house because Lily was babysitting. So I was babysitting with her on my 21st birthday and had pancakes for my birthday cake. That was my 21st birthday, friends. Oh, by the way, I went to school in Hawaii. If you didn't know, I went to BYU Hawaii. Best school ever. I loved it. Anyways, so yeah, it was like looking like in the moment, I was like, this is so hard. My life is so like difficult. What the heck is going on right now? I'm so sad all the time. But it's funny because like I look back and I can just see how much growth I was going through. Also, from the middle of May until the middle of June that year too, I got freaking pneumonia. I got pneumonia. Like it was just one thing after another for me that year. But then like, looking back, I have so many positive memories from that time because I had so many tender mercies from God at that time. I was so blessed with so many amazing people in my life at that time. So that was like 2018. It was a really good year of growth for me. Like so much growth, so much like me getting out there and trying new things that I never would have done, I feel like, had I not gone through that breakup with my first boyfriend. So he was good for one thing. Also, I met my best friend through him, so he wasn't completely useless. No, I have no bad feelings for him now. None. We're good. Not that I've talked to him. Anyways. And in 2019, so that was 2018, 2019 was so exciting. You guys, it's weird because I feel like you guys don't know about like this past life of mine that I had in Hawaii when I was in school, because a lot of you guys are new followers. So it's crazy that you guys don't know like some of like the moments that defined me the most, and like, yeah. But I got involved in like social entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurship program at my school, and actually I was part of like a social enterprise that started in my school, and I was part of this business team called Enactus, where we literally like went to competitions and shared our projects that we were working on. And we actually went to this like super big, we won first place in America for like the national competition, the national business competition, and we ended up going to the World Cup representing the USA, which was really cool for me, being born and raised in the US, even though most of my team wasn't from the US. It was great. And so we ended up going and we won 3rd place in the world. So that was really, really cool. And the craziest thing happened because I actually had to take somebody's place. I was on the team, but I was not like a presenter, okay? I was basically helping out behind the scenes. But then I had to take the place of a presenter who ended up not being able to go to the World Cup. So I had to memorize this script and answer questions and do all this stuff within like 2 days. That was insane. Oh my gosh, the things you guys don't know about my life. I was actually thinking of starting a podcast within the next month or so where I just talk about like different stories of my life that has happened that I just don't share on YouTube, because I look back, I'm like, I've done some crazy stuff. Like I went to China and did some things. I have lots of stories from Korea. I went to the Philippines at one point and I have so many stories from there. Like I have stories, you guys. I have Hawaii stories. So I feel like I have so much I could tell you guys. So let me know if you want a podcast of me. Each podcast episode will have like the country I was in and then like some sort of like blurb about like the story that takes place there. Anyways, so 2019 I got very involved in entrepreneurship and business. I made some amazing friends. I was a part of like a really amazing cause because it was like, again, social entrepreneurship, which is basically business that helps people. That's the focus. And it was just the best. I made some of my best friends. I was super close to God, and just like, 2019 was great. And then I graduated. Freaking graduation. Graduation was great. I mean, it happened before COVID, so that was awesome. But then, you know, I went into the real world after graduation, which nobody talks. Me and Natalia, my friend Natalia, who has a YouTube channel as well, we had a sleepover the other night, and we talked a lot, and we talked about how like nobody really talks about how hard it is to transition from graduating college and the real world. Like nobody talks about how devastatingly hard those first few months after college is. And so I was experiencing that, and then COVID happened. it was so hard, guys. It was so hard. But anyways, yeah, I was just reflecting a lot on my past in Hawaii and stuff. So I honestly feel like now, when I look back at what I'm going through now in my life and stuff, even this quarter life crisis, I'm gonna look back and be like, good times, good times. Cause I'm gonna see how everything connects and how everything gets better and stuff. Like, I don't know. Cause I know that everything will end up fine. It just seems so crazy right now. It just seems so insanely difficult right now. But I do have this faith that God knows what he's doing, and that like trust in myself that I'll be able to figure things out. It's just, the process isn't easy right now. I hope I was able to say everything in this video like in a respectful way, that like nobody got offended in any way. Like, I'm really trying to just like explain my thoughts and update you guys. So yeah, the videos that I'm gonna be posting next, I still have one more video that I filmed with my dad, and then I have another video where before I got my hair dyed, so I'm sorry. A video where I got my hair treated, like it was kind of like a fun vloggy day in Seoul. And then I think I have one more. Do I have one more video that? Oh, I filmed a video in Busan, but I'm still working on, I had some audio issues, so we'll see. But I have 2 videos that I filmed, one in June, 2 in July. So they're all out of whack, and I'm so sorry that these are posting at random times. Again, I've just been going through a lot, and I just wanted to put this video out there first, just like update you on everything that's been going on and all that. So hopefully you guys appreciate it. I'm gonna try to be more real with you guys and be more honest about everything. Not that I haven't been, but I want to feel more okay being vulnerable with you guys, because I haven't as much these days. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you kind of understand the situation better, and again, if you're going through something similar to me, I hope that you can feel understood. If you ever want to talk or like chat, like please hit me up on Instagram, DM me. Sometimes it takes me a while to respond, but I try to respond as soon as I can, especially if it's more of like an urgent sort of message. So yeah, if you again are going through something similar to me, like let me know, maybe we can bond on it. Yeah, and I'm not necessarily asking for advice with this video, because I feel like everything's gonna work out, but again, I just want to get everything out there so you guys know what's up, and so you can feel more understood if you're going through something similar. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too insanely long for you and ranty, or just sounded like me being like privileged and selfish, and like I should be so blessed and so thankful. Like, I am blessed and I am super thankful. I am. But I still want to acknowledge when things are hard for me. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna get going and enjoy the rest of my evening. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that it was helpful for you somehow. I don't know. I hope that it was a good time with me just chilling. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the future of this channel and things that I want to post, and I'm very excited for the things that I'm going to start to post. It's going to be very much like core Cherie stuff that I'll be posting, so I hope that you guys are ready for that. Let me know in the comments below any other videos that you would like to see from me. My battery is now running out of battery, so I'm gonna get going. So like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, but probably happier. And ring the notification button so that you never miss out on another video. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for everything and all your support. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye, friends. Bye.